watching. Today on Inside the Cougar Cavern, I have Sergeant Decker. So good morning or afternoon or whatever. Sergeant Decker, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone?
Hey, yeah, good morning, afternoon, or whatever. I'm Sergeant Christian Decker. I'm from a place called Bremerton, Washington. I like to say I'm from Seattle, Washington. It's just kind of around there. I'm a Korean linguist. Been here for about a year and maybe about a year more, but we'll see. What's up?
Awesome. Thanks. Married, kids, all on your lonesome?
I am married. It's been 2 years, and we are expecting a girl in December.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
So that has been the
awesome.
majority of my life. So
Oh, just
yeah,
wait and see. It's going to
that's.
be all of your life.
I'm actually I'm so excited.
I'm
I've
excited for you.
I really wanted a girl like my whole life because it's just kind of like a mini me, but a girl version. I'm like, what would you be like? I don't know.
So
It's
I had my first. I didn't find out what we were having because I wanted a boy so bad. I was worried if I found out it was going to be a girl that I would be disappointed for 9 months or however
okay.
long I knew.
Yeah.
Surprise, she's a girl. It was the greatest thing ever because although like I assumed same thing like mini me girl version would be just me. No,
Yeah.
she was like glitter
Totally
and
different, huh?
pink and yeah. But
Oh
oh
wow.
man, it's
Pink, not your color, huh?
Ooh, no.
Okay.
And then I had a boy later. So he also likes pink, oddly enough.
Oh, best of both worlds, I guess.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. If you could compete in an Olympic sport,
Yes.
which would you choose?
I'd be the spectator for sure.
Nah, it's not a choice.
I I lack a lot of athletic ability, but I think I would do what's it called, luging, where you get to
Yeah,
like sit in the little like speed cart of death and like go down the mountain. That would be my sport
that
for
does
sure.
sound cool. Uh,
Yeah,
that and I know that there obviously has to be some talent involved, but that seems like one that you could be trained to do
yeah.
without athletic ability, right?
I think there the only thing that matters is like, can I steer?
There you go.
I can just kind of shift my weight. I don't need to be like excessively strong or agile.
Or
I just get
coordinated.
yeah. No, I'm just like, oh gosh, I hope I go the right way.
I'm a professional wiggler. I love it. All right. What's gonna finally break the internet?
What is going to finally break the internet? I thought TikTok was. That would have been my answer like a year ago. And then it didn't break it. It just kind of like totally changed it and then it got banned. So I don't know anymore.
Yeah, if TikTok doesn't ruin the internet, what will?
Gosh.
Nothing, I guess. I was with
No.
you. Like I thought the same thing when it first came out. I was like, this is it. This
Yeah.
is it. This is gonna be the end.
This is the end.
And unfortunately not the case.
You know what it's probably going to be? Someone's going to figure out a way to put all of Netflix out for free. That'll break it because everybody will
Oh
stream it
yeah.
all the time. All gone.
Yeah, that's true. I think like I asked someone else this question and they said uh if people staying at home just constantly binge watching everything and
Yeah.
zooming and all the things didn't break the internet, nothing will. So I think we've
It's
pandemic
indestructible.
tested. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
we've tested the internet. TikTok and a pandemic.
Oh
It's
gosh.
yeah, so there's nothing else, I don't
Yeah.
think.
Unstoppable now.
Knock on wood. Like let's not jinx it. That's just what 2020 needs, the internet breaking
Oh
while we're in
gosh.
quarantine.
Yeah. In breaking news,
Yeah.
dude.
We'd have to read it in a newspaper. Um, I don't even know
Because
how
none of
to
us
do
have
that.
cable anymore.
No, we're all like cordless. Cut the cord.
Oh.
If someone asked to be your apprentice and learn everything you know, what would you teach them?
Music. I think that
Ooh,
is the thing that I know the most about in my brain.
in your brain.
Um, yeah.
Instrument? Do you play it
Uh, yeah, I
all?
like to play guitar the most. I dabble in other instruments. I can play the piano. You won't believe this. I used to play the clarinet and the jazz saxophone in middle school, and that was probably the least interesting moment of my
Um,
life.
so I don't make things up to have things in common with people. It just
Okay.
happens organically. I think I'm just like maybe I'm just the weirdest person ever. I didn't play, I played the alto sax and I
Okay.
played the bass clarinet in middle
No
school
way.
because no one else
Yeah.
wanted to play the bass clarinet, and we had too many alto saxophone players, and I was mediocre at best.
It's
So
fantastic.
I switched to the bass clarinet. It was all downhill from there, and then I went to percussion. And because I could read bass clef from the
Yeah.
bass clarinet, I was always stuck with like the timpani
Oh
or the
gosh.
bass drum. And
Oh,
because I was the only one that could read actual music notes, it was like marimba chimes. Like I never got to play the
yeah.
snare drum. Like I just
No.
wanted to play the snare drum.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
So it was like 7th grade, and I was stuck playing the clarinet, and I was tired of it. So one day we had a substitute teacher, and I knew all the guys in like the back and the percussion, the drum line. They were my buddies. And I was like, hey, let me jump on snare drum. So I did, and I was like, I had like a good feel for it because I was good at rhythms and stuff. But I felt so bad. I don't know what it is. I don't like breaking rules. I felt so awful that the next day when the teacher came back, I'm like, hey,
You confessed all your sins.
yeah, here's what happened. Look, I couldn't take the clarinet for another day.
Oh man, that's great. I'm like that too. I'm like a Girl Scout. Like I always I can't I can't intentionally do things wrong. Like Lieutenant Holcomb, I've got an iPhone 4 as my
Okay.
work phone, which
It
is
still works, I'm sure.
troublesome at best. Yeah, it's
Sure.
older than my son.
Oh gosh.
I know, right? Uh, so I keep harassing Lieutenant Holcomb to give me a new phone. And the other day he's like, well, if it falls on the ground and smashes into a million pieces, I'll have more incentive to speed up and get you a new phone. And
Okay,
I
right.
held it and I just looked
You're
at it. I was
like,
like, I can't do it. I can't. And then it was like torrential downpour. I'm like, ooh, maybe there's water getting in the phone case and like my phone's gonna get wet. He's like, did you leave it out? I was like, no, I can't. Like I
I
can't,
can't do that.
because then if someone straight up asked, like, well, what happened? I'd be like, I did it on purpose. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'll
Damn
pay for the new phone, I
conscious.
promise.
Yeah. Oh man, integrity.
Right.
It's terrible.
First.
Yes. All right. One last question. What would I find in your fridge right now if I opened it up and looked?
Chinese food.
What kind?
Old. So there's this place down the street. It's called Hunan Kitchen or whatever, and I swear it's like only run by one person, but she makes the most wonderful Chinese food. Um, and I got Mongolian beef last time, and I only say it's wonderful because there's like no other Chinese food place here except
Right,
for
that's
Panda
your
Express.
choice.
So I got this Mongolian beef, and it's just broccoli beef without the broccoli, but it's like my favorite thing. It's in there. It's been in there for like 2 days, and I'm probably gonna go back and eat it a third day. Yeah, that's
Leftover
what's in my fridge.
Chinese food is the best Chinese food.
Yeah, I always
But
end up thirsty. I don't know if it's just like an
the
overdose of
MSG,
MSG,
yeah.
right? But whatever. Who cares?
And
They're paid
that
for
and
it.
there's the like the joke that like you eat it and then 20 minutes later you're still hungry.
Yeah, you know, I find that that has less to do with the food and more to do with me. I'm just always hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Like, that's why I have cereal. Cereal is not a meal. It is the
It's the
in
in-between
between.
meal. My
Yeah.
husband's like that. It'll be
Yeah.
like 8 p.m. and I hear like the telltale sign of him pouring a bowl, yeah, a bowl of oops all crunch berries, which he doesn't share with the kids, and like just yeah, munching away. I'm like, what are you doing? And not only is it not a meal, so it can be eaten anytime, any place. It also doesn't have to be eaten at a table. Like he'll just be like sitting up
Yes.
in bed watching Netflix,
Yeah.
eating a bowl of cereal.
You're like trying to sleep just
Yeah, like what? Could you stop? Could you crunch quieter, please?
yeah,
I'm trying.
jeez.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I hate milk, so I'm not a cereal person.
Hmm, that's
But
fair. My body hates milk, but I love it.
oh,
So that's just one of the things of life.
yeah, that's a bummer. All right. Well, I don't have any more questions for you. So this is where I turn it over to you to share any parting thoughts or words of wisdom with the squadron.
Yeah, parting thoughts, words of wisdom. Um, Communicate always. I think that's like my one thing. I like digging into other people's brains. I think that each problem that we face is like a jigsaw puzzle. And we, as the people to solve those problems, have a set of pieces. And sometimes we have pieces to multiple puzzles, and sometimes we don't have all the pieces to this one puzzle. But you're not going to figure out more of the problem without talking to other people and seeing what pieces they have. And so communicate always helps problems get solved.
I love it. You're spot on. Like whenever I always blame communication. Like breakdowns in communication can always be a root cause for an
Oh, for
issue.
sure.
Miscommunication, misunderstanding. And I'm like you. I think I like digging into people's brains too. Like super interesting. And your puzzle analogy is spot on. I've got a giant drawer full of puzzle pieces.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to come help me put them together, you're
Let's
always
do it.
welcome. Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you so much. It was great getting to know you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thanks. You too. Bye.